The Arizona Cardinals rushing attack, not their passing attack, needs to lead the charge on Sunday if they want to get a W against the Chiefs.
You are Locked On Cardinals, your daily Arizona Cardinals podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Locked On Cardinals, the last Friday before week 1. Man, it's here. We've done it. Thank you for making Locked On Cardinals your first listen each and every day, free and available on all platforms. I'm your host, Alex Clancy. Follow me on Twitter at Clancy's Corner. Please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Numbers are going up. Really appreciate everybody that's here. Thank you for being a part of this with me. This is your first listen ever to Locked On Cardinals. Thank you. If it's your second or third this week, thank you. Hang around. It's going to be a fun season. The Arizona Cardinals must run the ball effectively to win on Sunday when the Kansas City Chiefs visit the Arizona Cardinals at State Farm Stadium. Today's episode is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline has you covered this season with more props, odds, and lines than ever before. BetOnline, where the game starts. I'm going to give my defensive keys to victory in the second segment and give my final score prediction in the third segment as we wrap up this week of being excited, scared, nervous, eager to see what will happen with this Arizona Cardinals team organization during the 2022 campaign. Patrick Mahomes coming to town. The best defense against Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid is keeping Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid on the sidelines. Patrick Mahomes has lost football games. He is not perfect. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is with the talent that he has, with the offensive scheme that Andy Reid puts together, with the talented offensive line that the Chiefs now have, and with the weapons, albeit new, the Arizona Cardinals cannot afford to get into a shootout with the aforementioned Kansas City Chiefs. Without DeAndre Hopkins, without Rondale Moore, Zach Ertz may be out. It's still questionable when I'm recording this podcast Friday morning. The Arizona Cardinals cannot afford to have this game get into the 30s. They just can't. You know, it maybe with the full slate of talent, for sure. Even if Zach Ertz was 100% healthy, you can maybe make a claim that would be the case. But with the amount of running back talent that the Cardinals have in their running back room, James Conner, Eno Benjamin, Darrell Williams, Jonathan Ward hobbled, but we'll see if he plays. Use them all. Use them all. Sean Kugler needs to cook up a scheme to infuse into Cliff Kingsbury's overall game plan that does not lean on Kyler Murray having to throw the ball 35 times. And this is, against conventional wisdom where it's like, oh, it's week 1. Kyler Murray just got a contract extension. Let's roll. Just pump the brakes. Kyler Murray is going to be the leader of this offense, regardless if he's throwing the ball 25 times or 35 times. If they win games, he will get credit. It's not about credit. It's not about him putting up numbers. It's about the Cardinals staying on the field on offense long enough to not, be out-timed on offense 35-25 or something by Patrick Mahomes. It's not a recipe to win. And with the stakes being so high for the Cardinals right out of the gate, and with none of the star players playing a down in the preseason, we saw the sloppiness that happened at times on Thursday Night Football. Josh Allen looked a little out of sorts, even though one of his interceptions was on Isaiah McKenzie. Matthew Stafford looked terrible. Looked absolutely terrible. You want to alleviate the chances that, this is the nightmare scenario. Cardinals kick off. Chiefs come down and score a touchdown. Cardinals come down, get a couple first downs, punt. Chiefs come down and put up points. That's something you want to avoid against the Chiefs, is the Chiefs getting up early. Because Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes are wizards when it comes to eating clock when you're up 10 or 14 points. It's what the great ones do. So I'm not saying that the Cardinals can't win if Kyler Murray throws the ball 30 times. I'm not saying that at all. But with their strength of being able to run the ball, and the Chiefs even though the Chiefs are interesting numbers from 2021. I know their roster is not exactly the same on defense, but the Chiefs had the 6th fewest rush attempts against them last year. They had the 1st or 2nd yards per attempt average against them last year. And I know, this is massive amounts less of rushing attempts than the majority of the NFL experienced. I feel like it's just scheme. Like the Chiefs go up, you can't run the ball. That's the only real definition that I can come in through my head as to why the Chiefs were 6th in fewest rush attempts against in 2021. Again, new season, the Cardinals have a barrage of running backs. And if you're going to look at a true strength against potential weakness, it's the running backs against the front of the Chiefs. Sure, they've got Chris Jones and others. But to maintain control of this game in week 1, I find that doing it through running the ball, setting the pass up from the run, is the way the Cardinals can get a W on Sunday. And I've got back and forth. Will the Cardinals win? Will they not? I'll give my thoughts in the final segment. I talked with Chris Clark from Locked On Chiefs yesterday, and I did say the Cardinals would win. I think it would be, last team to touch the ball wins. This would be a huge statement game for the Cardinals. Not only should they be running the ball to set up the pass instead of vice versa, to eat clock, long sustained drives, keeping Patrick Mahomes on the sidelines, but there's 2 things they need to do on the defensive side of the ball that are keys to victory to infuse with running the ball effectively. I'm going to talk about both of them next. Locked On Cardinals, Alex Clancy here as we wind up, the next 72 hours. We got football, baby. And remember, I will be live on YouTube and Twitter Spaces at halftime of the Chiefs game and every game that the Cardinals play this season, hopefully deep into the playoffs. Join me. Set a reminder. Turn the notifications on YouTube. So all you're going to have to do is turn them on. You'll see when I'm live, and you can join me. Alex Clancy, Locked On Cardinals. Keys to victory on the defensive side of the ball. Next. First, LinkedIn. I used LinkedIn so much when I was looking for jobs over the course of my life. It's true. I mean, it was a catalyst for me getting a lot of interviews. Now, if you've got jobs that you want to put up and you don't know where to find the people that you need, you're not finding the right people for your job, LinkedIn Jobs is here to make it easier to find the people you want to talk to faster and for free, which is nice too. Create a free job post in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach your network and beyond to the world's largest professional network of over 810 million people. That's a lot of peeps, man. Then add your job and the purple hashtag hiring frame to your LinkedIn profile to spread the word that you're hiring so your network can help you find the right people to hire. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1, delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the candidates you want to talk to faster. Did you know every week nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your job for free at linkedin.com/lockedonnfl. That's linkedin.com/lockedonnfl to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. I'm jacked. Like, not physically, but I'm jacked for Sunday because the beginning of the Band-Aid being ripped off during the 2022 season as it pertains to so many Arizona Cardinals storylines starts Sunday when the Chiefs roll into town. Alex Clancy, Locked On Cardinals. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for making Locked On Cardinals your first listen each and every day, free and available on all platforms. This is the first time listening. Thank you. I appreciate it. If this is your second one this week, thank you. Maybe make Sunday a hangout spot for you and your friends. Bring a beer, bring your comments, bring your questions. I'll be sure to get to as many as I can on Twitter Spaces and on YouTube. Establishing and maintaining a good run game on Sunday is potentially the most potent catalyst for the Arizona Cardinals to come out of Sunday afternoon with a W. To start 1-0, to go up a full game in the win column and loss column ahead of the LA Rams. Thank you to the Buffalo Bills last night. There are 2 things on the defensive side of the ball that I alluded to earlier this week. I discussed them, but it's important to reiterate because now we're putting together the full package of what the Cardinals need to do on Sunday to win. Establish the run on offense. And then on defense, disrupting Patrick Mahomes and this offensive game plan. That's the most important. Putting pressure on him is not the same as disrupting him. Putting pressure on Patrick Mahomes is just another day in the life of being Patrick Mahomes. His ability to contort his body to make throws that other quarterbacks can't. His ability to be sneaky quick, sneaky fast, in short bursts where need be to get away from an oncoming pass rusher or get to the sticks when the defense breaks down a little bit. Patrick Mahomes' ability to be elusive in and out of the pocket is one of his greatest qualities. To be able to disrupt that is Vance Joseph's biggest task on Sunday. Whether it be pass rush, whether it be different coverages, keep Patrick Mahomes guessing. This pass rush by committee is something that the Cardinals are going to have to stand by because they don't have another option at this point. This was the game plan, it seemed, going into the offseason. It's going to be Marcus Golden and Dennis Gardeck and Victor Dimukeje, who showed big splashes during the preseason. It's going to be Cam Thomas and Myjai Sanders. That's what it's going to be. And sure, I'm sure you'll see some CB blitzes, some safety blitzes. That's what makes Vance Joseph great, is his ability to mask and leverage situations that yield surprise blitzes that keeps opposing offenses guessing. And that's something that Vance Joseph is going to have to be masterful at on Sunday. Not only will it be a determining factor for the outcome of Sunday, but if they can start to formulate game plans against high-powered offenses like this, it's gonna benefit them in week 2 when they go to Vegas. And in week 3, when the Rams come to town, even though the Rams offense didn't look great against the Bills last night. Keeping Patrick Mahomes distressed, not just pressuring him, distressed and disrupted. Those are the things that the Arizona Cardinals defense need to do on Sunday if the Cardinals want to get a victory. You give Patrick Mahomes 4 seconds in the pocket, you're dead. You're dead. There has to be constant pressure because all it takes is one play where he has some time and it's a 70-yard touchdown pitch and catch to MVS. Or Juju Smith-Schuster breaks through, finds a spot, breaks through, scores a touchdown. Like, just because Tyreek Hill is gone, it makes Travis Kelce even more dangerous. So I'm not even saying, got to stop Travis Kelce. It doesn't matter. Whoever's wearing a Chiefs uniform is open. Patrick Mahomes is going to find him. So the Cardinals need to get it at the pass and not hope that their coverage will stand up long enough to stop Patrick Mahomes from picking him apart. And from what we've seen, when Chandler Jones has been out, this pass rush has been fine. We'll see when a brand new season starts, when there isn't like, Chandler Jones will be back. So they need to just, bridge the gap until then. That's not what this is. So we'll see if Marcus Golden and Dennis Gardeck can do what they do. Dennis Gardeck had 7 sacks and 90 snaps 2 years ago before injuring himself last year. You'd hope to think that there's some of that juice left. You'll be able to see Dennis Gardeck sack dance once or twice on Sunday. The second thing that the Cardinals need to do on defense if they want to get a W against the Chiefs on Sunday is don't give up the big play. This seems very obvious, but it needs to be discussed because big plays in Patrick Mahomes are one and the same. They're pseudonyms for each other. Patrick Mahomes' ability to extend plays, throw the ball very far down the field, and have a wide receiver run under it and catch it and score a touchdown is what he does. And I'll tell you what, unfortunately for the Cardinals and everybody else playing the Chiefs this year, there has been so much fuel for their fire this offseason. So much. And the Cardinals are just the week 1 opponent. Giving up the big play is nightmare fuel for the Cardinals. It's nightmare fuel. And this is going to be on Budda Baker and Jalen Thompson, depending on where they're lined up. This is going to be dependent upon Marco Wilson and Byron Murphy's abilities to stay with the quick receivers. Could be Mecole Hardman and MVS. All they have is speed on this team. So keeping plays in front, not allowing, large, big plays to happen, open field tackles, things like that. That's where the Cardinals need to thrive in preventing on Sunday if they want to get a victory. And this isn't going to be perfect. This isn't going to be in a vacuum. But if you can keep plays in front of you, disrupt Patrick Mahomes, not give up the big play, and the Cardinals running the ball effectively, and maintaining control of said football, Cardinals can get a W. 6.5-point dogs, they're the same spread underdog as the Seahawks are with Denver coming into town. I know that Seahawks, it's a rivalry game. I guess I don't know. I can't really comprehend that. But people don't think that the Cardinals have what it takes. And I think I just gave you a blueprint for what the Cardinals can do to get a victory, go to 1-0, and go on to Vegas to play the Raiders in week 2. Alex Clancy, Locked On Cardinals. Thanks for hanging out. Please like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitter at Clancy's Corner. I will be doing Twitter Spaces as well. Seems a little bit more intimate. If you don't have a Twitter account, just go make one with a garbage email you don't use anymore and join me. Listen, raise your hand. We can talk, ask questions, have a discussion. It'll be fun. Halftime of the Arizona Cardinals Kansas City Chiefs game. My final prediction for Sunday's game: win total or a score total, and who I think will be the stars of this game. I'm going to talk about it next. Locked On Cardinals. First, BetOnline. I told you that the Cardinals spread, according to BetOnline, they're 6.5-point underdogs, and the over/under is 53.5. I can't comprehend why they have the same spread against them that the Seahawks do with Denver coming into town. That's just a slap in the face. But if you agree with me, disagree with me, there's one place that you can go prove it. BetOnline is your number one source for all your pro and college football betting needs and sports info this season. Find all the latest football league developments, game matchups, news, and podcasts, including this year's opening week game starting yesterday, man, all the way through. We're here till February, baby. BetOnline is also your online source for continued sports wagering information, including live betting, esports, and scores. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more about the trends in action. BetOnline, where the game starts. There's an opportunity that I can look like a big dummy with what I'm about to say. It's true, but I'm here for you. It's for the content. Alex Clancy, Locked On Cardinals. Follow me on Twitter at Clancy's Corner. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for making Locked On Cardinals your first listen each and every day, free and available on all platforms. The Cardinals will win on Sunday. The Cardinals will win 30-24. The Cardinals will instill dominance running the ball, which will set up some easy touchdown passes for Kyler Murray. And this is something that I've gone back and forth with a lot. A lot. I thought, well, obviously the Chiefs are going to win. First thing, it's like, oh, man. No DeAndre Hopkins, no Rondale Moore. Rondale Moore wasn't a factor last year. He was early in the Vikings game for sure. But I feel like Hollywood Brown is going to take a lot of the pressure off the other wide receivers. Greg Dortch is in line to start in the slot if Rondale Moore doesn't play, you'd think. All he's shown during the preseason is that he's an NFL wide receiver. So why not him? And then you've got the running backs. This is all predicated upon the trust that I have now in the offensive line for the Cardinals. With Rodney Hudson back, DJ Humphries, Will Hernandez. They traded for Cody Ford, even though we ended up on the injury report late this week. The running back room has shown that they're able to move the ball down the field. Now, if the Chiefs go up 14-0, you're going to have to abandon ship in some capacity. But screen passes, handing the ball off, and then which sets up perfectly Kyler Murray's RPO. I think that's going to be the recipe for success for the Cardinals, and it's going to happen on Sunday. They're going to win 30-24. And the biggest stars of said game on Sunday, James Conner is going to come back and show that he's as much now what he showed last year as he did last year. It's the beginning of the season. I still would like to see him not touch the ball 70% of the time. You need to withstand the rigors of the NFL season with him as RB1. That's imperative. And I do think Darrell Williams is going to show people that aren't necessarily familiar with who Darrell Williams is and his ability to play at the highest level is going to show that he's got some juice, he's got some giddy up, and people are going to get on the Darrell Williams bandwagon like I've been since they signed him. And then I think that this is going to be an A.J. Green reclamation project. A.J. Green is 6'4". AJ Green can run every route of the route tree, and even though he's lost a step, AJ Green is still 6'4" and can catch the ball, and he's a big red zone threat. I think those are going to be the guys. I mean, I think it's going to be James Conner. I think it's going to be AJ Green. Play the hits. The guys that know the offense. Play them. We'll see what happens with Hollywood Brown. I'm not putting all the pressure in the world on him having to perform on Sunday. They haven't played a snap together in a meaningful game since 2018. You can't expect the world just because the Cardinals traded a first-round pick for him. It's going to take a little time. Now, that's not to say that Hollywood Brown could absolutely pop off. We don't know. That's one of the bigger unknowns, and I talked about it all offseason. We don't know if this is going to work. You'd like to think it will, and you'd like to think it'll happen early and often. But Hollywood Brown hasn't been in this type of offense in the NFL. He and Kyler Murray haven't been on the field together in the NFL. And DeAndre Hopkins isn't playing for the first 6 weeks. So this isn't the most idealistic situation for Hollywood Brown and Kyler Murray to be playing their first game together in the NFL. You'd love to see this storybook tale of the 2022 season when Hollywood Brown comes in and has 1,500 receiving yards and 10, 12 touchdowns. You'd love to see it because it makes, are you kidding how easy my job would be? I mean, my job's easy anyways, but like how easy my job would be, my job is not easy, okay? Stay out of the comments with that. But, it would be just a fascinating and incredible story to where Steve Keim trades when they had so many other needs elsewhere, and Hollywood Brown just comes in and it's a storybook ending. Like, obviously, I would eat my words. I hope that that's the case. We don't know, but I would implore people not to put the pressure on it for Sunday. They haven't played a down together in a real game in 4 years. It could take a little time to mold. It could. Recapping. If the Cardinals run the ball well and control the clock, they can win on Sunday. Defensively, if they disrupt Patrick Mahomes and don't give up the deep ball, they can win on Sunday. If they do all three, they will win on Sunday. And I do think they will do all three, and they will win 30-24 on Sunday. Stars of the game, AJ Green and James Conner. Lean on the veterans who've been in this system for a year now, which is elder statesmen with the rest of the receiving corps is going to be healthy for 2022. Alex Clancy, Locked On Cardinals. Again, please hang out with me halftime here on YouTube. Turn the notifications on. Subscribe if you haven't already. And make a Twitter account. Join me in Twitter Spaces. We're going to blow this up, baby. Every halftime. It's going to be fun. Alex Clancy, Locked On Cardinals. I'll talk to you at halftime.